Okay, what are we doing actually?
We're discussing, conversating about this crazy collaboration. I think what we did in Leiden was very good, very interesting as well, like artistically interesting. So I usually, for example, go to museum very fast. Like I'm a person that doesn't take too much time to enjoy a museum and so on. But what I liked about our visit is just we went straight to the Indonesia section.
That's true.
Yeah, and
That's true.
we stayed there for like the time that we needed to stay there. Went a little bit around to see other stuff and then left. And I think it wasn't planned because we didn't say we have to do this or this or that. But it was also interesting to go to a museum with a person that can correct also some of the of the information that were written in the museum, in the exhibition about Indonesia, or like give me more details, more insights about what we were looking. And for that, for example, what I really enjoyed was the knives, the little
Chris.
sword, the Chris. That is also the things that you told me, about like the stability and the control, the posture, and
Because they need to place it in your back,
mm-hmm.
and you have to stay straight. Otherwise, the knife will start to hurt you. So it's really a form of training. Yeah.
But that was like other than the aesthetic reason, because the knives were like really nice aesthetically, but exactly like learning this little more that you couldn't learn from by reading what was written in the exhibition stuff. So I really enjoyed that, but what I really enjoyed was also like the outside and the street photography section that we did. I think we really reached an high level of photography. Hopefully we can recreate that and in different contexts. But I like the approach as well, no? Very, very free, no rules. Try something under the rain with the gray sky of the Netherlands, but like no one tells you how to do your own thing, and by trying and trying you find a way, to do what you had in mind. I think Tuesday was probably one of the highest points since we started to elaborate. I think it also like connects to the fact that now it's been 3-4 months already that we know each other, so the relationship is also a little bit more clear as well, no?
Yeah.
So I think Tuesday, can't wait for the next.
Yeah, I agree. I think what I liked so much about this collaboration, also with, for instance, people like Khan. Of course, with Khan, I know more. I know longer because we were in the same conservatory back then. But it's not that always every day we've met. There are moments like in COVID time we don't meet at all. But what I like the most about this project, of course, it takes time, but also this is kind of the anti-commercialism on anti-consumerism way of creating music, which you have a deadline. For instance, if you are with a label, a major label, you have a sort of certain deadline and rules to kind of, okay, people like this way, This is more into very organic human connection and to reach certain message or thoughts, you know, and to share it also with a lot of people. So what I really love about this project, this album, is that everyone, even, you know, everyone who are working in this has their role, important role. It's not only about as a technician, but also, you know, they have their own voice also inside, and this is what I hope I could always create and bring along, not only in the phase of production, but also when we will hopefully tour it and making a real life experience for the public. Finding, you know, I've always been thinking, or I've always have this idea that a music or any form of art should be a reflection of themselves, you know, who comes. It shouldn't be too much narrated, but also it needs a certain guidelines, you know. So you have to always balance between. What I like about that is I find the balance in this album that, for instance, one of the tracks, Pseudo Oath. Pseudo Oath is actually talks about my own experience, bad experience with an insurance company, which almost, you know, risking one of my family members' life. So then, when I approach this, you put this kind of really anger as well. But what is nice about it is that I could find a balance where people who are not only experiencing bad things with insurance can relate to it. It can be related to someone who have bad experience with human relationship, with your schools or with your government or with your, because literally I'm just talking about, I give you my trust, but then you leave when I need you. So it's really that, it's really like a relationship, human relationship, or relationship between the folk, the people with their government, who I as a people choose you, government, I give you my trust, but then when you have it, you leave, you know, for your own profit. So in a way, it's semi-political, semi-social, but it's very the core of what we are facing as a human being, I think. And what I like so much about this is that I work first with, you know, human to human, then we create something, then we create the product. But yeah, I really enjoy also so far what we are, and I'm sure there's still more that we are creating, because it's a photo book, no? Not only photo book, huh? I think, as you said, when you talk about Decolmuseum, it's not anymore about album, and it's a sort of mindset. It's a sort of yeah, it's a sort of thoughts, you know. It's attitude. It's all of these things, and I'm very happy to hear that, because that's the very core thing before I start to get into the studio, yeah? to make the music, to make the production with Khan. It's that very thing, you know. I would really want, my aim for this is, the album itself is the museum itself, you know. Is the museum of decolonized mind, decolonized ideas, without an actual building. So actually, it's within you at the end, you know. It's within human being, you know.
I think that is also what really glue the people that are collaborating together, no? Because like I was saying before, this kind of approach, so not following the rules of the industry, let's say, or not stick to conventional ways of doing stuff, really gives you the opportunity, for me as a collaborator, for example, to really experiment with your skill, with your craft, to really try different stuff, to learn. So it would be completely different, for example, if you had, like I was saying before, Andrea, yes, we need to do the photo book, but I need the photos in 1 month, I need the editing in 2 months, it would be a completely different approach. Which I don't say one is good, one is bad. I'm just saying that in this approach, for example, I can move better,
Yeah.
I feel more free. I feel like everything is part of something else. So if we do a progress, for example, on photography with, for example, the vinyl session photography that we did, no, I think that was also a turning point, because we understood that we could do the things and even more. Before what we were only doing was like taking photographs during our encounters, let's say. From that day, we also started to say, okay, we can stage photos, we can build photos. And we couldn't have done that if at the beginning of the collaboration there were rules, there were deadlines to be followed,
That's true.
and it's always a process. And like Decolmuseum, no, it's always a process. It's always questioning your move, questioning your position, questioning your thoughts. I always try to be the, let's say, the best version of yourself. It seems like motivational reel that you find on Instagram, but it's true. Like this approach really gave me the opportunity to also get to know me better, my limits, my strengths, and how to work on them, and stuff like that. So I think it's really, really, this is a really, really important aspect.
The process.
The idea that we're not talking about just cello music, we're not talking about metal, we're not talking about, it's also like, defining the genre of music. It's, or find a category where you have to, categorization, like in anthropology or in social sciences, is something that lots of people think about, if it's useful, if it's not. Personally, I think giving etiquettes, giving categories really limits the possibilities,
Yeah, I mean, talking about genre, to be honest, it's really difficult, for me to define what Decolmuseum is, the genre. At the beginning, I was thinking, it's something cinematic rock. But there is also folk. There is Indonesian traditional music. There is cello music. There is classically not trained but thought. Because of course we cannot really avoid all the musical experience that I've been through, which consists all of this, including rock, pop that you mentioned, metal. And I was thinking, maybe let's call it cello prog. It's cello progressive. But it also related to the thing that you mentioned in the earlier, when you say, here I'm not only musician, not only concept, but also the whole thing, the whole experience is in one. That reminds me of the role of dalang in wayang performance. Wayang is a shadow puppet, traditional shadow puppet performance. The dalang is everything. He or she is the performer of the shadow puppet. He's also the screenwriter. He's also the composer. So everything is in his mind. He's also the conductor of the ensemble. So it's really all in one thing, you know, which reminds me really, like, why do we have to categorize all this? Why do I have to be considered as cellist? Why do I have to do auditions and play these 5 bars only to be judged that I am a good cellist or not? That's those elements in the experience at the end, I think, you know, make me decide that okay, you know what, I don't care anymore, you know, like I will just create. Okay, it took me a while to, you know, sometimes when I have chat with people, oh, you're a singer. No, I'm not really a singer. I use my voice as part of my, as if I'm playing my cello as well. It's like my instrument as well. It's just what kind of medium I want to express all of these thoughts. So to me, it's also a journey of decolonizing from these boxes. You know, from the beginning I said, oh, maybe, you know, this is rock music, then I should think of rock audience or whatever, until a point that I think, no, I don't need to think like that. Just go and let us be surprised where it might end up at. No.
And I think all the I think all the complementary, projects that are like we said, this is not just music. So all these videos, all the conversations that we had, the idea of the photo book, these are all things that at the end are gonna show to the, let's call him customer or listener or whatever. They're gonna show at least partially, and also in like dependent on the fact how good we are to show this,
Yeah.
But I think with the idea that we had recently, of giving the possibility to purchase a physical copy of the album,
Yeah.
another, different element plus the photo book, then you have a much more comprehensive perspective of what all this process has been. I really like when you were saying about like this is not classical music, your difficulty, in defining the genre, and you are the musician, I think it's also interesting, and it's good like that, and it has to be like that, because you as a person, you've been through experiences, you changed countries, you move from one country to that. You cannot be the listener as well, or the person that knows you or that is approaching you cannot also expect that you're gonna give him one thing that is one thing, because in your particular case, but I think every person has its own history, and it's not that conversation about like what we create is actually our, like we receive so many inputs, especially nowadays in this world, where can you say that your idea is actually your idea, I think the difference then it's how strong you defend what you think and what you do, and how strong you believe in what you think and what you do, And for example, this is another thing that I learned by collaborating with you, is this guy knows where he wants to go, I don't care if it's, like I said, not my shit, not my genre. I listen to rap, hip hop, completely different stuff. But like I saw in you and in the main character of all this, clear vision, clear direction, and I said, okay, I need to jump on this and see where it, like you said, where it goes. Because we don't know. Maybe, like we were saying before, maybe we crash the market, who knows? Or maybe we sell 10 copies. But still, I'm sure that jumping on in this train that was already going, it's definitely a good choice for me, As a human, as a professional, as a photographer, whatever the category,
Whatever the category is.
But it's still like it's like that, like you said before, it's I had the chance to meet with other people, with Khan. I met him. I met other people in your various exhibition and concert that you did since we started to collaborate. I met artists. I met people that talk about colonialism and the legacy of colonialism every day, and they make it their like their war, you know. And I couldn't have met these people. I couldn't have increased my knowledge if I didn't just like jump on this train. You know what I'm trying to say. So I think at the end it's how good we are to put all this into, let's say, words or visual stuff as well, or sound and so on. But I think the photo book being like a place that collects, for example, your creative process with the idea of sketches, but also your history, your tradition, your culture with archival material, with our photographs that we're gonna use from archival archives, but also things that we create, things that we do, music text in general, poetry. So it's gonna be like so much shit together, you know? And hopefully the people are also kind of ready, you know, to embrace all this. Because I also believe in today's society there are people that are still able, you know, to get something and elaborate and think critically about it, and some people that just, like you said before, consumeristic behaviors, pure consumeristic behaviors, where like you're given something and you just digest it and that's it, you know.
Yeah, but I think one thing I would like to highlight also is that I think not everyone also have the strength and openness, you know, like you have, because a project like this is long. It's very long. It's not only time consuming, it's also energy, emotionally consuming as well. So it's really long with uncertain result, and in many form, financially or whatever it is. So it's a gamble, as you said. It could be a failure. It could be also a market crashing thing, you know. We don't know, but I really do believe that down the road, down the path that we are going, it always leads to somewhere, you know, somewhere meaningful. Yeah, that's the word. I think meaningful. Beautiful, I don't know. Beautiful is very subjective, no? But meaningful, because I think the effect of post-COVID life, yeah, it really changed, yeah, how we approach things in our life, I think. And this is why also I really want to make something that is really tangible, really tactile, that remind us, hey, this connection, you know, it's not only at the point of your finger by scrolling and then, you know, it just come and go. No, you need time. You need time. I think I agree with you that you need time to absorb it. Yeah. So that's why I think this idea of photo book comes as well. That it's a sort of complementary support to access, you know, the idea. Maybe so if someone have a vinyl player, you know, play the vinyl, touch it, and then look at the photo book, read, enjoy, and maybe just, you know, 2-3 page a day, then just place it again, and then the other day you go back to it. Yeah, I think that's something that we want to offer, to the life that we are living at this moment. Because yeah,
I think it's also what is good music, no? Like what is a good song? I mean, if you're talking about like how much you love a girl or your partner or whatever, it's something, no? Here we're talking about like completely different stuff, no? Okay, the lyrics can say, you know, like you said before, can be like you fighting against the insurance or, you know, something, the use of phone, you know, but it's like again, no, it's Decolmuseum, so this music cannot be good, you know what I'm saying? Like this music cannot be something that leaves the listener like in peace, settle, like, you know, chill and stuff like that. No, because Decolmuseum is something strong, it's something powerful, like you said, it's something that really emotional, like something that you need to be to approach with caution, especially if you, like me, were not actually affected by most of the dynamics that we talk about, no? But for me as an anthropologist, and this comes also like the interest that we were talking about before, it's also to see how you, Halfian, manages to tell these stories, and how like like you and yourself position in this entire stuff, you know, because you definitely have like things that you bring with you. It's like the idea of, no, the cultural luggage, you know. You definitely, maybe you're not affected, you were not affected directly or that, but you do have something on your shoulders that is not nice, it's not like super colorful, you know. So people also need to start understand this, that art, music, it's not just like fancy stuff, aesthetically pleasing stuff. And this also like it's on the other hand, it's like a self also like something that I believe into, because like for example, when you start doing your photos or stuff like that, the first thought is like, I don't like what I create, you know. But then slow down and think about that phrase, why you don't like it. Maybe in that moment you were not like fully happy, you were not like, you were going through something, and therefore the only thing that you can produce artistically or creatively is definitely something that's not nice, you know. Before we were watching the photo book of Basquiat. How can you say that is aesthetically nice, you know? Then of course everything is subjective and so on, but the guy had something to say, you know, and that's the point. I think you have something to say, you and so many other people, and trust what you want to say, believe in what you want to say. Then the we're here to break the customs, the laws and so on. Decolmuseum, you know.
Yeah.
Is this the topic? It's hard, it's complex, so on, but it's the approach, is how you face it, no. And again, I think it's the main challenge here for me in how I collaborate in this, is try to convey all these words, all this discussion that we have into that final product that we're talking about, the photo book, for my side. When it comes to you, you know that you can do.
Yeah, I think in this journey of producing the first stage of the Decolmuseum, which I would like to say the production side of the idea, which is in the form of recording the album and also the photo book. We find a very dynamic balance, I think, where I myself, as a musician, independent musician, without label, without management, I struggled for a while to reach out. First, I had a struggle in reaching out with a concern of I don't have the resource to pay financially all the collaborators, So then for a while, like for 3 or 4 albums previously, all digital release, I made it myself. Khan was there for my album back then, was called Death of Beauty in 2021, was there to give feedbacks only for my mix and all the things. It was crazy also. It was crazy period back then. It was 22 tracks. 22 tracks, crazy. Which I finally at the end I redo it again. I delete most of them, so now it's only 12 tracks. Anyway, that's by myself, and then I release another thing, and another thing. But then when the Decolmuseum come, I said I think it's time to open the wing, to open the wing, and I think I'm ready for that because technically, I kind of okay. I prepared myself mentally. Also, I prepared myself, and it's time that now that I believe, I can hold on my shoulder to shoulder with everyone in this. Um, yeah, I think that's also a process again. A process of to me it's a process of decolonizing my mind as well from you know at the end, money is not something difficult. Actually, you can find easily, but connection, human connection, that is very rare. So when I approach Khan, for example, for this album, in the context, in that context, the demo is already ready. All 11 demos, not even 10. No, sorry, 12 demos of this album is already ready to be presented. Um, but it was hell to reach that moment even because I still doing it myself, and I want to make it as good as possible, and it's always revision until I'm really exhausted. But it was good also at the same time because it was so clear for Khan. Then Khan is really taking over when it's really needed. That's the time because most of the case also in production, in music production, um, the music itself is not yet ready, and that will tire the whole crew.
Mm-hmm.
That will tire the sound engineer, the producer. That means you will spend more on labor cost and also for rent and everything, rent the studio. But in this case, it was a good starting point for Khan. So that was nice. And then from there he took over the approach of the sonic approach, the sound design, the type of color of sound, and so everything technical. And what I learned when I had Khan and when I had you, when I had also Samia in this project, is that there are things that I can worry less because, for instance, musically, the moment I see him, Khan, and I hand over this, it's totally a big relief because I know he can take over from now. He will lead. I let him lead the way till there. Yeah? So that was really really relieving. Also the same thing as photography, visually, and also photo book. Yeah. The moment we said, okay, man, let's go on to this photo book idea. That's the moment that's also I can worry less about all the technical aspect because I know a lot more than me. I know technically you can achieve that, and I know also so far now we are working closely with, let's say I'm working closely with three of us, with three of you. um Now I can start to think even further and worry about something else, and that is for me I find a very nice uh, working dynamic and team, in this train
That goes.
that goes. uh,
Yeah, I think this is like also not the base of collaboration. No?
yeah.
Being also able to delegate.
Mm-mm.
I know it's your thing. I know it's your, let's say, baby.
Mm.
But yeah, the maturity also not to understand. Okay, maybe I can leave this aspect to someone else.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, that other person is, like you said, human connected to
Mhm.
you and to the idea. So Decolmuseum, the approach, the flexibility, the freedom, because I think it's the same with Khan, no? If I felt free, if I felt in my the perfect context for me, no, to do my shit, I think it's the same for Khan, for Samia, for all the other people that
Mhm.
collaborate, no?
Mm.
And the reason why we're doing this is that like you as the creator of like the main creator of this baby, then you, like you said, you can worry less about, for example, video in our case, no, video photography and stuff like that, because I will take care of that. And you can free your mind and give space to more stuff.
Another thing.
And for example, you can, I don't know, start thinking about X, epsilon, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But at the base, there is the human connection that
Yeah.
you meant before, you know, which mean trust, which mean, you know, all this kind of stuff.
Consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything. That. Yeah. This is all I think what we are trying to fight for. No.
Yeah.